20 tips for traveling as a stepfamily. Let's do it. Plan together. Involve all members of your stepfamily in the planning process to ensure that everybody's wish list and needs are considered. Communicate openly. Encourage an open discussion within your family about people's expectations, fears, and hopes for the trip. Discuss budgets. Now, this will depend on the age of your stepkids and how many people are involved here, but for sure, you and your partner discuss a plan for spending. And as developmentally appropriate, involve your stepkids in a discussion of spending limits and how they want to manage their own finances on the trip. Adopt a flexible mindset before you even leave. Assume that not everything will go to plan and be open to shifting and changing as you need to once you're on your way. Pack together. Collaborate on packing lists to ensure that everyone takes responsibility for what they need to make sure that they're comfortable and prepared. Create a schedule. I recommend establishing a loose itinerary that balances between more structured activities and open spaces for whatever might come up once you're there. Plan some bonding activities. Now, while it's true you can't force family connections and you shouldn't try to, you can do your part ahead of time to create conditions that will facilitate memory making and some togetherness time. Just as important, be sure to plan some downtime. Make sure that you're building in open periods just for rest and relaxation where everyone can do their own thing off the clock. That's going to help you recharge and actually enjoy the trip. Respect personal space. As best you can, try to allow everyone some individual space and time in the schedule to just be on their own and do their own thing. Pay attention to time zones. If you're going to be traveling across time zones on your trip, be mindful of what this might do to your energy levels and your sleep needs when you're traveling. Depending on the ages of the kids you're traveling with, you might actually want to preemptively start easing onto whatever time schedule you're going to be on the week before you leave on your trip. And by the way, if you're finding this helpful and you'd like more of my best advice and tips as a stepmom coach, a clinical psychologist, and a stepmom myself of over a decade, then be sure to check out the resource linked below. Consider individual interests, both in the planning phases of your trip and then once you're there and figuring out what you want to do. Try to take into account what each individual person is interested in and plan around that. Set screen time limits. Agree as a family on some reasonable guidelines for using devices on your trip to encourage time for connection and engagement. If the kids are old enough, involve them in a discussion about this. Ask their opinions. What do they think is reasonable? And once you have set your agreements as a family, do your best to stick to them. By the way, this goes for the grown-ups as well as the kids. When conflicts arise, as conflicts will, address them calmly and respectfully so you can get back on track and back to enjoying your trip. Prioritize self-care. Now, you already know I talk about this all the time, but this doesn't just go for at home. This is also true on vacation. And when you're traveling, it's especially important to be adaptable with your self-care. We don't always know what resources we'll have or even what will feel especially good and rejuvenating until we're in that new environment. So model healthy self-care for your family, take a minute when you need it, and then enjoy. Practice patience early and often throughout your trip. Travel is stressful, stepfamily life is stressful, and so it only stands to reason that stepfamily travel could create some stressful experiences for you and your family. Pack an extra dose of patience with you and maybe check out these affirmations if you need some help. And just remember, you will get through this. Capture some memories of your time together on this trip. Now, don't go overboard. It's not about documenting the perfect trip or posting to social media in real time. Just snap some photos along the way, maybe bring along a journal where you can jot down a few key memories. The point here is to create a mental snapshot so that later you can go back and enjoy the trip. Be mindful of triggers that could come up as you're traveling and use what you know about your stepfamily already. So if you know that your partner tends to get stressed out in airport situations or one of your stepkids is not about trying new and exotic foods, then you can reasonably expect these would be triggers once you're traveling. Encourage collaboration on the trip. There is a lot that goes into planning family travel, and so giving each person a developmentally appropriate task to be in charge of. So maybe one person is the photographer, someone else figures out the public transportation system, maybe somebody else picks out what you're gonna do for lunch. It's gonna get a bit more buy-in into the whole trip and really foster a sense of teamwork. Celebrate your achievements along the way. Travel can be wonderful and stressful. And so every time you notice a member of your family acting respectfully or using ingenuity or creativity, praise it so that you can keep that positive momentum going. And when the trip is done, reflect and discuss. Take the opportunity to talk as a family about the highlights, the challenges, so that you can plan ahead for future travel that you'll hopefully take together and really just savor all those sweet moments you had together as a family. So what'd you think about this rapid fire style of video? Was it helpful? Would you like me to do another one on a different topic? I'd love your thoughts. Go ahead, drop them in a comment below, and I'll see you next time, and happy travels.